All right, so I know they got the little spirituality of numbers, you know what I'm saying? But I got my own version of it. It makes sense too. Because see, all of it makes sense. That's what I'm trying to show you. You can make sense out of stuff that if everything is supposed to make sense, that's why it's a thing. If it didn't make sense, it wouldn't be a thing in your reality. You feel me? Look at it like that and everything makes sense. That's what I be saying about like you really ain't got to read the whole text unless you just that you want to be that religion or you taking on a culture. Because you can read the stories about Osiris, but it's all to put your mind, let your mind know that this is the nature of your subconscious mind right now. You feel me? So go in there, claim that throne, or be that energy, whatever, but claim it and make it in your nature. That's what they're saying. And if you got to read the whole thing to get that and do it, you feel me? But I'm just saying it. Don't think reading all of it makes it better or whatever. But so I'm gonna show you the spirituality of numbers, right? But this I just wrote this. Then this is pretty flat. So then I'm gonna show you A through G, which is 7 numbers, 7 characters, because that's really all it is. 1 through 7 and 8 is the 8th dimension, which is infinity. You know what I'm saying? So, but I'm gonna show you 1 through 10 to show you that 9 and 10 really ain't nothing but the same thing. So here we go. So 0, that's the beginning. Oh yeah, and I'm gonna show you why the Adam and Eve story said that Eve came from Adam. I'm gonna show you how she did come from him. Like, he created her. And I'm gonna show you how. So at the beginning is 0, right? So a 0 is a circle of ideas, but nothing concrete. That means it's the potential of ideas with a vortex of energy in the middle, right? That's nothing. That's everything and nothing. That's what they'll call the all or whatever, right? So this is 0. It's nothing. It's not even masculine and feminine. It's neither or because it hasn't expressed anything that actually exists. There's no vibrations or nothing. So it's nothing. So now 0 expresses 1. So 1 is obviously the guy or the masculine principle because it's a 1. You feel me? It's simple. It's just like, so now let me tell you how he creates her. Because from the separation of 0, that creates duality. That creates feminine and masculine. You see the feminine as the circle and the masculine as the 1. You get what I'm saying? You see that? So that's how he created her. Because when 0 was nothing and it expressed 1 by 1 being a masculine because it's positive, because it's out. So it's a positive. So it's masculine. So by masculine being expressed, by default, that makes her be a her. But in essence, she created him because it was an expression, but it wasn't an expression from her because it wasn't a her at that time. It was just an expression. And then by default, we are the masculine. No, by choice, we are the masculine principle. And by default, the feminine principle is the O, which you already know that. And it's still the divine thing because it's the original expression. And so then 2 is the union of both of them, right? Not separate, but just the understanding of an actual union, right? Like you can do physical things and I can do mental things. So if we get together, whoop-de-whoop, you feel me? So that's what 2 is. Now 3 is that actual magic. See, 2 is the understanding that we can do stuff. 3 is them actually thinking the thought. So 3 is cause and effect. And then 4, no, 3 is, 4, okay, so 3 is that actual thought. So that was the cause. 4 is the effect. 5, so now it's a physical thing. It's not a physical thing yet. It's still 0 expressing 1, so now it's masculine, feminine. Them saying, hey, if we become a 2, that means that you masculine, I'm feminine, whoop-de-whoop. So then that's 3. 3 is thinking a thought to a cause. And then that cause was 4, right? So now what's next? Now that it did all this, now what's next? 5. Now it's a complete man. Arm, leg, arm, head. After they did everything, manifested, now they know how to manifest. Now they 5. Arm, leg, arm, head. But that's man, though. Like us. That's the physical man. So what's next then? The 6-pointed star, which would be her. She's the 6-point star, and she's complete because she's 2 pyramids, a pyramid and a pyramid. A pyramid always represents completion. So 2 pyramids represents masculine and feminine, one going up, one going down. So now that you got full complete man, arm, leg, arm, head. Now that you got the feminine principle attached to that because it's a pyramid on the pyramid. So now you fully physical and you with your masculine, and you got your full feminine too on 6. So what does that make you next? 7, divine. So now it's all done. That's all 7 dimensions. Where the other numbers come from? What's after 7? 8. Infinity, the 8th dimension. That's what we in. That's where it really stopped. Because everything else just explains that. Because this is 9. But what is 9 really? Just a line and a stick. The same thing's 10. And when you put that together, you still got the same thing. Infinity with a timeline. You see? I just made that up. That's why I recorded this. That's common sense. I'm not saying it like it should be common sense to everybody. I'm saying it like when you don't have emotions blocking your genius or your brilliance, everything be common sense. And I can do the same thing with letters, but it don't go into the 8th and 9th and all that because that really don't exist. So it's like this. A is for him, Adam. That's alpha. So A is the first physical thing. That's why in the army, the represent a sergeant because it's first. Your first sergeant is just an A. When you're a first sergeant because you're first. A is alpha for him. B is for both. Because remember, before he was expressed, because he's first for as a physical expression. So ain't nothing gonna come before A like 0 would in the numbers. But just imagine 0 expressed A. So that's the expression, it's a separation. So next would be B, which is both. Because now the 0 expressed that A, and so they came separations, but it's just only the A. So now the expression 0 joins in. So now it's B. So it's A and B together. A is for alpha, and then B is both of them. And by both of them being together, what happens? C, creation. How do they create though? Because they together now. They have D, which is duality. And by having that D, which is duality, what's next? Energy, E. But don't forget where you get it from. That's F. That's the feminine principle. And that's why the black woman is G, which is God. You got to know that, hey, look, math is science and science is math, but all this stuff is just a poetic expression. But stay woke or they won't.